First off, I didn't think I had a problem. I just thought I could handle it. I started drinking and was pretty depressed. I'd been suffering depression, anxiety attacks, panic attacks, and really didn't think much about it. I didn't seek help for that either. I was going through insomnia, which I didn't know at the time. I knew I hardly ever slept. There would be days that, sometimes 5 days, I'd slept maybe 8 hours in the whole week and still working. And I guess it just kind of snowballed, and started drinking more and more. Ended up, just thinking of ending it all, and retrieved a firearm from my room, and got very close to doing. And contacted a friend of mine, and he actually contacted my supervisor, and that's how it got started. Thankfully, that's how it got started, and to get me help.
I'm Cornelius Plummer. I'm the Senior Master Sergeant. I'm a lead production superintendent of the maintenance squadron. Well, it was late morning that day, and I was in my office just doing normal production stuff, and Chief Shropshire from the Blue AMU came over to our squadron building and stepped into my office and asked me, "Does Master Sergeant Richardson work for you?" And I was like, "Yes, he does." And I said, "Why?" He said, "Well, he informed me that Sergeant Richardson was talking with Master Sergeant DeMott, a close friend of his, and that Sergeant Richardson was very, very drunk, very emotional on the phone, and was saying some alarming things, some of those triggers. It doesn't matter, anymore, some of those things that would really alarm you. And, coupled with the fact that he was drinking, that's how we found out that Jamie was in trouble.
When this happened and he showed up, it wasn't a military thing. I'm your supervisor, this is what's going to happen. He was more of a friend, which was great. Because of the denial, and I didn't want to go to the hospital that morning, but he knew that I needed to. But just the way he handled the situation was commendable.
It took him a little bit of time to get him there, and I did actually talk to him and I said, "Hey, you gotta go to the hospital, bud. Some people are worried about you." And that was the one thing I wanted to let him know, that, hey, we're worried about you. He kept saying, "Oh, I'm good, we just want to make sure you're good."
As a patient, it was definitely respected. Just given the tools to pull yourself out of it. Through the treatment that I went through, one of the things we were taught was called reframing. And reframing basically is just taking a step back. It's kind of like a timeout. Step back and try to reframe everything, the whole situation, and try to look at it through a different set of eyes. Try to find the positive.
Suicide is so permanent. Alcoholism, substance abuse, we can fix all that. You can get a hold of that. But suicide, taking your life, that's so permanent. So getting the help you need, if that one session or that, series of sessions that you go to at the mental health clinic or off base, help you that you seek helps you, you're just going to have a better life because you're going to be here.
I definitely value my life more now than I did, because like I said, with the drinking and the isolation, and there wasn't a life. But without alcohol and seeking the treatment that I have, life's great. It's almost like it's starting to live again. Seek the treatment, seek help. It's not a career ender. It's not a bad thing. That's why we have these things in place, and why we have the professionals to treat our problems.
At the end of the day, at the end of anyone's day, my day in the Air Force, my commanders, that airman that's getting out after 4 years, you have to pull the uniform off and you have to look at only one person in the eye, and that's you in the mirror, and you have to take care of yourself. And what's cool about it is that the Air Force is here to help you do that.